What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another short. Today I've got a partial update on my orchid collection. As you can see, I have them kind of thinned out on the trays here. They're still doing fairly alright since I brought them inside. A couple of them have yellow leaves and stuff, but I'm not too worried about that because a lot of them have new growth and stuff, so yeah. Pretty cool. Fragrant Phalaenopsis. Got some Dendrobiums. Another new Phalaenopsis. Oncidium Heaven Sent that you guys saw in my video on me taking orchids on the plane. That one's doing really well here. I got enough to be able to separate out two separate plants, so maybe you guys will get to see me do that in a future video. Got some other little ones over here. Doing good. Got a box of springtails because I want to redo my orchid terrarium. That's going to be a separate video when it's all done and completed. I got the springtails for that. A couple little tiny orchids. My Zygopetalum jumping jack doing fantastic. Got some new growth right down there. Always love to see this plant growing. Got a couple of other miniatures that are doing really good. My divisions that I got of Maxillaria tenuifolia, both kinds, the yellow and the red variety, both of those are doing really good in the same pot there. I even got some new growth on my Dendrobium here that lost all its leaves. So we got two new growths coming up. I'm hoping that's going to flower in the not too distant future, so we'll get to see what that looks like. I also got another little tiny orchid here. This one is doing okay right now. I think it might need a little bit more water, but as you can see, the bulbs are nice and healthy. So that's a really cool one. Got another nice one over here. My orchid that I have black flowers on is doing good too. Got a dendrochilum. The only dendrochilum that I've actually had luck with being able to keep alive. So pretty soon I'll get to do a care video for that since I haven't done a care tutorial in a long time. I need to get on that. I got another Oncidium hybrid. Here's some recent additions to my orchid collection. This is Masdevallia coccinea. And it's a really deep maroon color. Can't really see that right now because I got the fan going. Then I got a white one. That looks pretty awesome. Ooh, here's something I just noticed right now. My encyclia. This is an encyclia. And that is the first flower off of that. How cool. All right, I'll do a separate short on that as well because I think that's pretty awesome. Alrighty, we got my Paphiopedilums. This is 2 of the 3 that I currently own. One of those Paphiopedilums is doing pretty good. Got a couple of yellowing leaves, but that should just be the old age. Really nice. Got some Bulbophyllums here. Bulbophyllum, one of those. 2 of the same one, actually. This is really cool orchid. Got another little tiny one, Pleurothallus. This one's getting some yellow leaves on it. I might have to do something with this one soon because I don't know why these ones are turning yellow all of a sudden. Maybe I didn't water it as much. Yeah, wow, all those are turning, wow. All right, well, somehow I gotta fix that. Got another Bulbophyllum in the back. This one's a really cool one. This is called Brassivola grandiflora. It is a species orchid from Mexico. and I'll show you guys what the flowers look like when it blooms. I won't spoil it right now. I also got my other Paphiopedilum, a couple of Dendrobiums that I mentioned earlier. This is another one. This one's actually got a bunch of scale on it, but the leaves with the scale are falling off, so I'm glad about that. Got another Pleurothallus in the back there, another Dendrobium. That Dendrobium is doing really well, surprisingly, because when I first got it, it wasn't doing very well. Got my dad's Phalaenopsis, again, yellowing leaves on the bottom, indication of the end of the life cycle of that leaf. Got the one from my mounted orchid here. This one might not make it, but we'll see what happens with that. Moving down here, we got another Holcoglossum. That one's doing really good. We got my Osmoglossum Plucellum. That's doing fantastic. Look at all that. And the new growth is doing great too. That's what this is. Got me a Miltoniopsis finally. That's in the back there. That will be really cool when it opens up. They're known as the pansy orchids. And this one is the original one that I got a while ago when I first moved here. Hasn't flowered one time, but it's growing new growth and the leaves are nice and healthy, so I'm really happy about that. Moving over to the other side of the room, we have this beautiful Cymbidium Murasaki Genji. That's what the flowers are going to look like, the inflorescence spikes when it blooms. Got a couple of dried up leaves here, but that's no big deal. It just needs a little bit more water. All right, but I'm up for watering. I'll show you that in a separate video too. That's real quick. Okay. Moving over to the terrarium, I added a bunch of new plants into the bottom of it that are not orchids. I have the original orchids in the top. You may have noticed a little tiny one that was there though. Unfortunately, that one died. But I still have two of the original ones that I put in here. One of them I actually broke up. So this one here used to be over there for a while. And then I separated it. They actually separated themselves into two different pieces. So I just put one there and then put another one there. All right. As you can see, that Masdevallia in the back, though, is doing great. Has not flowered, but it just keeps putting out new growth and all these new leaves, and it just looks really healthy. Sometimes it will go through a phase of dropping leaves, but most of the time it is all full and healthy and just looking amazing. And then finally, of the orchids in my room, we have I have my Brassivola cucullata. So I don't know what's going on with this one. I think it might just be losing its old leaves still like the other ones, but for some reason it has dropped a ton of leaves. I don't know if you guys remember from previous videos. I think I did one on this, but the leaves looked pretty full. There was a lot of them. They looked pretty full and everything. But right now, it's just down to 4 main ones. This one is turning yellow, so I'm not counting that in the count. And this new one here. Now, I don't know. This one might not be doing good, actually. I don't know what's going on with this, because I take care of it and everything. Maybe it's too dry. Yeah. Maybe it's too dry, this one. So, I gotta water it more then. Yeah. Because that shouldn't do that. So I can lightly tug on the new growth and kind of twist it a little bit. That's not good. That's dead. So, and I can pull that one off too. Okay. This one's going to have a bit of a problem. I don't know what is going on with this one. I will try and fix that and get back to you at a later date. Believe me, though, all of my orchids are doing fairly well, except for a couple of them. So I'll try and fix this, and I will make a video about that because I think it's super important to document. So, alrighty, hope you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe if you did. I hope to have earned your subscription with this video. If you like this kind of content, please check out my other videos. I'm going to try and upload a little bit more stuff, so we'll see what happens. Alrighty, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you next time.